Happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome into the Lindsay Beckham Show. It is Pour It Out Tuesday, and you know what that means. We have our favorite nurse practitioner with us, and y'all know they say, you know what they say, like it's hard. So she has been, Morgan is laughing. She knows exactly what I mean. We are live here in the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi Studios, and we are so glad to have our Morgan back with us. I'm sure that Men's Health and Women's Wellness is glad as well. Morgan, you have been traveling the world.
I have. I am happy to be home though. Went to Boston and like Elle Woods. As if it's hard. Went to Harvard.
You were at Harvard. I saw you there.
Yes, we went to Harvard. That was neat. I thought we were going to get to sightsee a whole lot more, and we did not.
Because y'all are so busy?
Yes, because the conference was packed full of so many awesome speakers and educators, and they're really just, maybe this is the nerd in me, but there really just was not a time where I could be like, okay, I'm just going to like take off like the rest of this afternoon and go sightsee, because they were strategic. Like they put people and topics and things that, so kept us there.
You wanted to learn it all.
That's right. I did. It was great. And it was good to see.
I feel like I should have made you like an honorary law degree.
Yeah.
Take that, Sean and Todd.
That's right. Oh, I keep threatening. I'm like, I would have made a great attorney, I think.
I mean, we can argue.
Yeah. That's the thing.
I saw your sweet boyfriend while you were gone out at the barn burner.
Yep. He
politicking it up.
I was laughing because when I left, and then all of a sudden he had like all these events on his calendar, and I was like, oh, okay.
This is what happens when I leave.
I can see how this is going to go down.
No, it's going to be like that from now until I'm sure.
I know. Every week is just more things to go to.
In fact, that night, I think there were 3 different events that people were having to try and figure out.
Yeah.
I missed my Madison County Republican Club meeting because I went out there, but
I think he did. Yeah, I think he went to that one, and then he went out to the barn burner. But yeah.
So you and Kim, y'all didn't tear up the town?
No, we didn't, but we did learn a lot, and it was good to see so many people in contact with like the FDA, HHS, like really pushing women's health forward finally, because we've just kind of been honestly stagnant. There hadn't been any real studies into female specific things, and and it's frustrating because they use that as a reason why like there's no FDA approved testosterone product for females. And they're like, well, it hadn't been studied in females. Most of the medications we take have not been studied in females. They've been studied in men, and just like, oh, well, men did well on it. Like, we'll just give it to the females. But
as if our bodies are not completely different.
But yet when it comes down to hormones, they want to, put the brakes on and not let us have life-changing supplements, hormone therapies, because they haven't been studied in females. And it's just really, the double standard is terrible. But we learned so much. We had a full day about sexual wellness. That was great.
Back in 8th grade biology.
Yes, it was pretty much like sex education for adults, but it was the adult version. And just to see the they bring out all the actual literature and the data and all the studies, and just to see the differences in because everybody thinks women don't like sex. Like, do you feel like that?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's always like
it's a man's thing.
Yeah, it's like women have the headache, or they don't feel like it.
No, they probably don't like it anyways. And there was actually a study. I believe it was done at Harvard, where they pretty much
wonder how they did that.
Yeah, they asked people off the streets. Went up to men, to males, and they're like, "Would you like to have hookup sex tonight?" And they're like, "Yes." Yes, that sounds great. Like, which way, where
where do I go?
Do I follow you? And then the females were like, asked the same question. Would you like to have hookup sex tonight? And it was no.
Because it's an emotional.
Yeah, I was like, no, thanks. Well, then finally, so then they, came up with men like sex more than females. Well, then somebody with a brain actually came back and asked the real questions. Men still are easy. I mean, come on. Same question. Would you like to have hook up sex tonight. Yes, which way do we go? But females, they asked, would you like to, if I could provide you a safe atmosphere, you'd have, you'd be taken care of, no fear of shame, no fear of STDs or any kind of infections or any of this. And you would have just the best orgasmic night of your life. Would you like that? Yes. They're all
Their
like,
answers
yes.
changed.
Yeah. And it's like, pretty much it boils down to like, you can't just ask, like, would you like Italian? When somebody's used to 5-star Italian restaurants, it's like the answer is always yes. But if you've been eating cold Chef Boyardee, you probably don't want Italian like that. So, anyways, it was just eye opening. Just the differences in male versus female and hormone therapies and cans and can'ts and shoulds and shouldn'ts and whatever that everybody puts on everything. So,
Did they bring out like the models, just the anatomical?
no, well, we could get into some anatomy stuff that was, I mean, some of, well, I say us in the medical field, but some of us in the medical field already knew, but like how the anatomy is actually, like, as far as the, sexual organs are actually the same in men and female. So that's interesting to actually like see it like laid out and everything for just people who don't know that already. But then most men probably don't know that. So we actually have
Men, what do they know?
the same pleasure center that they have, except for
Did you watch Friends? Were you like a big Friends fan?
yes, love Friends.
So I always think about that episode in that scene where Monica's like 7, 7,
Yeah.
7, like the numbers.
Yes. Yes.
That's what she's talking about. This made me think about those, I guess, pleasure points.
Yes.
And
Well, that's yes. It's almost like
our numbers have shot way up here, Morgan.
But when we talk, I mean, sex gets everybody, I guess. But when we're talking about that, though, it made me think, 7 streams of income, and it's like seven ways, to pleasure. But I did find it funny, and I actually I used this out in the wild
Out in the
out here,
wild.
yeah, out in the wild. But we do have the same exact sex organs, like pleasure points and all this, except for females are the only ones that have the organ of pleasure, and that's like its only job is pleasure. But yet we get stamped with the ones that don't like sex as much as the men. They have
I
to.
was like, it's like
They
more
have
of
to
a-
pee out of theirs.
Yeah, that's true.
So
That's true.
there's that.
I was like, women, it's more of an emotional.
It is.
They
You
don't
have to feel safe.
You have to feel
Safety is
safe.
the
Yeah,
number one
you don't want to
thing.
just bare all to a
Mhm.
stranger and the embarrassment and
Oh, yeah.
of course, like you said, the shame.
Mhm.
It's women need to, and it seems like once you're in that type of relationship, there's like a bond that connects with women that maybe doesn't with men. It
Yes.
can be all physical for men,
Mhm.
but with women, it there's more to it.
Absolutely, yeah. It's definitely number one, it's biological. There's arousal, blood flow, all that kind of stuff for women's bodies and all of that. But then there is the psychosocial part of it where you have to have safety, you have to feel, connected and all these things to actually even turn on the desire part of it.
Did they use any chickens as examples?
No chickens. I did get new chickens though.
Did you?
I got some more. Like, why am I glutton for punishment here? Honestly,
mean,
I got rid
really.
of the roosters.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, I guess
Because you don't need roosters.
Yeah, you don't need roosters. That should have been in the conversation.
I know,
I cannot
that's-
tell you how many people asked that when I mentioned getting rid of the 2 roosters. that
Don't
I
you
ended up
need
with.
the roosters?
They're like, okay, so no more eggs, and I'm like,
No, we still have eggs, just not fertilized.
yeah. I'm like,
eggs.
no.
I learned that 2 weeks ago. When you
Females don't need men to have eggs.
we can do it all on our
They
own.
just need men to have babies. That's the only part.
Well, okay. So I know you're not like huge into politics. I mean, I know
Mhm.
Todd's trying to change that or whatever, but I thought this would be a really good topic
Okay.
for us. And I know Clay's been talking about it a little bit here and there, but I heard they were debating it on the House floor. I was watching the live stream right before I left the house. There's a bill that's been dropped, and it's made it this far
Mhm.
into the session. This is last week, so
Mhm.
we can see what happens with
Mhm.
it. But it's proposing that the general guidelines of a divorce
I knew this was where I was going. Okay,
You
yes,
know,
I'm ready for it.
are you ready?
I'm ready for
Because I
it.
thought about you and I was like, Morgan and I are going to talk about this
Yes.
because I think this
Uh-huh.
is a big topic that I think people need to really look at all sides
Mhm.
here. If a couple gets a divorce, now they've done this in other states and it has dropped the divorce rates drastically.
Mhm.
Should you automatically assume 50-50 custody split between the mom and the dad.
hmm
I say no.
So it's kind of multifaceted here. Okay. In Mississippi, though, the assumption is not for this whole, I don't even know what they call it, like an 80-20 split, 20 split or whatever, where it's like dads just get every other weekend. Like, that's not actually like
That's not what a lot of
the
judges do. No.
law, but that's not even like the law. Like, that's not supposed to be the presumption. The
It's just what it
presumption,
was for so long. It's
there
just what
is
they kind of went by.
yeah. Well, but at the end of the day, there's a checklist that they're supposed to go through. And my brain, I haven't switched back into this mode yet, but there into my attorney mode. But there is a standing checklist that judges are supposed to go through. And that's how they're supposed to determine who is best fit. And it goes over the moral things, it goes over safety, it goes over the housing and financial support and all the things. And they're supposed to go through that. And I
Mhm.
think the problem is that judges don't do that as well as they should.
They probably don't bring guardian ad litem in as much as they nearly
Well,
need
and
to.
I mean, and when you have to pay for those, and when you're trying to pay for a
Right.
divorce, it's like not everybody
Right. It's
can,
expensive.
not everybody can afford it. But I think what the problem is that couples are kind of left to duke it out on the mat instead
Mhm.
of in the very beginning taking the evidence and going through this checklist, doing the judges doing their due diligence to be like, no, this parent is the most fit, or that one is more fit, or whatever. But ultimately, this whole 50-50 presumption thing, it's not really different. I don't feel like it's different than what happens, but it's not different than what's like actually the law on
Right. Because it should be
paper.
case by
Yes,
case
it should.
basis. And so my thought process, Morgan, is that
And this is only if somebody doesn't contest a divorce. Like
right,
if it's just like we're gonna get a divorce, you know,
they can
you know, I
agree.
just yeah, like we just don't like each other anymore, whatever, sign the papers. It's gonna be like that's the default unless somebody, you know, agrees on differently. But ultimately, if you're having like a fault divorce, you're pulling out all the big guns anyways. Like this 50-50 thing doesn't really even matter because I mean,
you're going to be fighting over
you're
every
gonna
little
be
bitty thing,
fighting
over the silverware.
yeah, well, you're just gonna be fighting over all of it. Like, you're gonna have to round up all your evidence and do all your stuff, and you're trying to prove how they're not fit or how you deserve this divorce or whatever it is anyways. And, you know, now if the judge looks at both parents and is like, "Y'all are equally insane," then
a lot of times what
you know,
probably happens.
it's like, well, then equally your kids get to go equally to each one of you, I guess.
Yeah, and
But
I'm not saying, of course, there's an exception to
Mhm.
every rule, but
I have
you
seen
know,
a lot of good dads, not my ex, but
yeah,
a lot of good dads
right, and of
that
course,
did
of
not get the
course,
time that they deserved and had to fight harder than they should have. They should have been looked at equally, and it should be case by case. But
yeah,
now in my personal situation, I don't really know how my situation went so sideways when and we're gonna work on changing that because
yes,
I've got a
we are.
whole bill drafted myself. But you know, I think in the chancery court, there should be quicker initial actions that protect children that are not there. It's just kind of left to, well, when we get to trial, well, okay, when are we going to get to trial? That
Right,
depends on how much money somebody has to play with to
and
get things
nothing,
kicked down the road.
and nothing happens quickly.
No.
Nothing at all happens quickly. There's some things I want to say about
Mhm.
this. We got to take a break though, but and I want to get your opinion on my
Mhm.
thoughts
Yep.
as well. But I think this could.
Mhm.
I really, it's case
I
by case,
know
but this
it
could
is.
be a bad thing
It could.
in a
No,
lot
I
of
see how it could too.
situations.
We
So
do agree on that.
yeah, y'all stay with us. We're gonna break that all
Mhm.
down right here on the Lindsay Beckham Show, WIB 1039. We will be right back.
.1039 WYAB.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Hot weather requires us to run the AC nonstop. Pure Air Consultants can inspect your unit today to ensure your AC is operating at peak performance. Pure Air Consultants is your go-to Rheem partner that can get the job done and have you resting in comfort in no time. Locally owned and operated, they have proudly served our community for over 22 years. Contact Pure Air Consultants today at mypureairconsultants.com. Rheem and Pure Air Consultants to the rescue.
Right here in our backyard, sellers trust Purple Wave Auction to move their equipment, from excavators and ag equipment to trucks and specialty trailers. Our no reserve online auctions help local sellers turn iron into opportunity. You get a dedicated territory manager who knows your operation, your market, and your timeline, backed by nationwide buyer demand, local service, national reach, real results. See why more sellers choose Purple Wave. Visit purplewave.com to get started today.
Americans for Prosperity is Mississippi's and the country's leading grassroots organization dedicated to promoting economic freedom and personal liberty. Americans for Prosperity advocates for limited government, free market policies, and empowering individuals. When given freedom and opportunity, Americans are capable of extraordinary things. If you are ready to make a difference in our community and want to get involved, then visit americansforprosperity.org. Be a part of positive change at americansforprosperity.org. Paid for by Americans for Prosperity.
After 28 years, we are closing our brick and mortar location in Canton come November 2025. But fear not, smalltownmusic.com will remain alive and well, and you will still be able to text or call 601-859-8596. Small Town Music, come on ahead. 859-8596. Call before you're home. We will have a booth on Canton Square at the Emporium, and you can still browse our guitars and support our original music at www.smalltownmusic.com.
The 19th Annual Township Jazz Festival is Saturday, April 11th in Ridgeland. 8 hours of live jazz, headlined by Grammy winner Nestor Torres. Also featuring the Tropicals from New Orleans, along with local favorites like the Vamps, Southern Comfort, the JSU Jazz Band, and much more. And admission still free. That's the Township Jazz Festival on Highland Colony Parkway in Ridgeland. Visit townshipjazzfestival.com.
What are people saying about Tom's Fried Pies in Richland?
I'm on a diet. I don't want to be down there at Tom's Fried Pies. We had a good time. When I tell you the crust was flaky, I'm talking about buttery. This was nothing like I've ever tasted. Ever. I mean, I've never tasted anything like that, man. It was nice. Atmosphere was nice. Everybody there was nice. Because I'll be back, even though I don't supposed to with my diet. I thoroughly enjoyed myself.
Tom'sFriedPies.com. Tom'sFriedPies.com.
At Sandifer Orthodontics, we believe in family, tradition, and community. From kids to adults, Sandifer offers state-of-the-art orthodontic care with complimentary consultations, so everyone in the family can smile with confidence. Sandifer Orthodontics proudly supports Tri-County Academy and the Building on Tradition campaign, so a short drive to local businesses like Sandifer helps TCA thrive. Begin the journey to a beautiful smile at SandiferOrtho.com. Sandifer Orthodontics, Highland Village, Jackson, and Gateway Drive in Brandon.
Come together.
Welcome back to the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi Studios. It is Pour It Out Tuesday. So, of course, we are joined by our Tuesday co-host, Miss Morgan Charlie. We are streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and X. 601-879-0002 is the number if you would like to call in and get any law advice from our new attorney from Harvard. Because what? Like it's hard?
What, like it's hard?
You know, that's my favorite line.
I know,
Well, one of
I
my
love
favorite
that.
lines. But we were discussing the bill that was dropped in the legislature, and they were, in fact, debating it on the House floor earlier. And the 50-50 kind of, I guess, what you would assume in divorces, that's what I guess where you start at this point. But you, Morgan, my thoughts are, even biblically, we look back and how is a child sustain themselves? It's because the mother can feed them.
The caregiver, yeah.
Because it's that bond is already there. You've carried a child for 9 months. And I get it. y'all don't come at me. I get it. There are exceptions to every rule.
Yes.
There are some deadbeat moms and there are some
Mhm.
amazing dads who fully deserve full custody of their kids. But my other thought on this is, where does this leave the kids when you don't ever feel grounded in a
Mhm.
home? You're packing up, or you can't ever get comfortable with your neighborhood friends. I mean, I grew up in the house that I
Mhm.
was at every day and night. I had
Yeah.
friends that lived near me, and it's like, why were we putting that kind of strain on kids
Mhm.
when they should be able to feel their safest and most comfortable in their home? I just feel like that should be a grounded place.
Well, and I think ultimately the kicker here is that you have, if 50-50 is granted, then you would have two very much homes. Like, you would have homes, and I think that that is a thing because, like, when I was going through everything, my ex did not have a home.
Mhm.
He didn't have, like, the rooms. The kids didn't have their rooms, their own stuff, their own clothes. It was a pack up and move thing, and that's now that is absolutely not what. And I'm not saying I'm for or against the 50-50 thing. Like, we're talking about it, like, we're just now unpacking it all. But
Mhm.
I'm just saying that if that 50-50 were to come into play, then it should be 100. Like, each home should be 100% a home for that child.
Right.
Otherwise, no.
Or either
Just no.
why not let the kids stay there and the parents move out
Mhm.
every week?
That is a thing. What do they call that? Like nesting or they call it
But I mean,
nesting?
these are the parents'
Yeah.
decisions. The kids didn't
Mhm.
ask for this.
Mhm.
So why are we basically punishing the children and saying, okay, you now have two houses, and even though this has been your home your whole life,
Mhm.
we can't get along with each other.
Right.
So you're going to have to up and move every other week.
Now, and I will say, like, obviously, this is not a situation that everybody gets afforded here, but like in Todd's situation, him and his ex-wife, they live in the same neighborhood. So the kids just literally go, and I've heard of other. So that would be
that probably
that
makes
would
it a
be
lot
ideal,
easier.
but
Yeah.
obviously that's not like
No,
realistic
and
for
then you
everybody.
think about people who get remarried, and then there's blended families. You
Mhm,
can't
mhm,
necessarily
mhm.
bring your
Oh,
new
yeah.
family
We're all
into
gonna
the
move
home.
in every other week. Yeah. Yeah. But so there are some situations, but like I said, either way, if a home, 100% home for that child is not created on both sides, then it's not 50-50. It's not equal.
Mhm.
And that's not the way that the kids should be split.
And even if it is,
Yeah.
even if there is a home
Mhm.
that's made for them and they've got their
Mhm.
rooms, decor and everything, and buy all new sets of clothes, even if it
Mhm.
is that way, it still to me is disruptive to I mean, I never had
Yeah.
to live through that. Thank God, my parents were married
Mine
up until I was
weren't,
an adult,
but
but I never had
yeah.
to feel that way as if I was having to leave my home and
Yeah.
my safe place. That was my safe place.
Mhm. And I mean, I get that too because my parents were divorced. They got divorced when I was in 5th grade, and my sister is older, so I was really the only one affected as far as that kind of thing
Mhm.
goes. So being an only child, a female, like, I stayed with my mom. I did. But they also let me choose, and
Did your sister didn't
she
go
was
back and
already
forth? Or she was out
already
of the house?
married. Yeah, she was
Okay.
already married by then. So,
And then you get to the point, like my oldest is 16, and her father, sperm donor, if you
Mhm,
want to call I
mhm,
wouldn't necessarily call him a father. He's in Birmingham,
mhm.
and she can't go back and forth.
No.
She's got a social life.
No,
She's
and
got
that's
prom and
why
she's got friends, and
yeah, and I think that this whole thing, I don't wanna say it's getting blown out of proportion, but obviously I'm just gonna put a little plug in here. This is why what judges we elect
it's
are
so
so
important.
important
See, I think about that when you vote for
because
judges.
well, I'm just saying because a judge should look at all of these factors, the Albrights factors. That's what it's called. There it goes.
That's
It came
right.
back to
That's
me.
right.
The Albrights factors. They're supposed to go through that.
So
And
this shouldn't even be a
obviously,
thing.
it
I mean,
shouldn't
so
even
why are we
it
even
should
doing
not
it?
be a thing.
So why are we even doing this?
Because it's not being done, I think is what's wrong.
So you
Like
think that
it's whoever has the most money, it's whoever can withstand out
you don't
outhold
think it's
the
just automatically
other.
moms anymore? Because I think for a long time ago it was automatically the mom.
I really don't. When I was going through my divorce and now my ex was there were criminal charges pending and all this kind of stuff. So
Obviously, he wasn't
there was
a
that.
very good
Yes.
good to
But
Morgan.
even at that though, it wasn't a 50-50 split, but I think they were going to the standard which was still splitting in the week, but I'm trying to remember how it was. It was like parents had like mom would have Monday, Tuesdays, dad would have Wednesday, Thursdays, and
That just gets
each
confusing.
parent would have every other weekend. So it's like, you have 2 days and a weekend. So really you it is 50-50. And that's where everything started out in my divorce. And I'm like, hang on a minute, and of course ours was not a non-contested situation. Like and that's what I'm
Right.
saying. Like if you're having a fight about your divorce, obviously there was something there that's big enough that you have to fight for, and that you're not just going to fall in this like standard 50-50 situation anyways.
And then there's some people who don't want to do, or because they want the child support, and then there's some people who will go for this just because they don't want to pay the child
Right.
support. Hey there, you're on the air.
Good morning, afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Just wanted to relate my experience with the divorce process.
Mhm.
And this was 25 years ago in Rankin County. I'd offered my ex a no-fault divorce. I had gotten wind of her having another male suitor, we'll say. But anyway, she would not accept the no-fault divorce and went through the whole process. Children were 8 or 9 and 12 or 13. During this time, court-appointed child psychologist and stuff went through all that process. The court-appointed child psychologist, and there was another name I cannot.
Is it guardian ad
call it.
litem?
Well, no, there was never a guardian ad litem assigned, but anyway, the child psychologist suggested the children be placed with me.
Uh-huh.
And I'm a medical professional, a 40-year career doing. Anyway, but the judge didn't want to do that. He said, well, we're not going to take the advice of our court-appointed and long-standing expert. We're going to put the children with their mother. And did. I was not able to see my children. She would keep them from me. I didn't see my son for 2 years or talk to him.
Did you not have visitation?
Oh, yeah, I was supposed to. But
Unless you
my
pay, unless you
weekends,
spend your
she
money
would
to go
take off with the
back.
kids, just not be there. I mean, I would drive for hours from out of town if I were working out of town to pick my children up, and nobody there. And the court refused to enforce their own edict.
They say it's like a civil matter and just take it back to court, or
Oh, yeah, I spent a lot of money and a lot of time and just got no results.
I was gonna say it shouldn't
And,
cost somebody money to enforce what was already
right.
in the order,
I
but
agree.
that's the problem too, is that just like you just said, like you had to pay to go back to court, and some people can't pay more to go back to court.
Yeah, and you can call the cops and
Mhm.
show them
And they
the
won't do
papers.
it. They won't
can't
enforce
do
it.
anything. Yeah,
They won't enforce it.
yeah.
Sure.
Mm-mm.
And anyway, the long and short of it is a lot of pain, a lot of scarring, emotional scarring, and scabs that are still there. But now, 25 years later, their mother and the children don't have a great relationship,
Right.
but myself and my children do.
They always realize in
They
the long
always
run.
it all comes out in the wash
Yeah,
usually.
they figure it out,
Mm-hmm.
but the pain and expense
The
and
time missed.
emotional
I was gonna say
damage in
missed.
the
Yeah.
meantime
The memories.
is
Yeah.
just horrendous.
Yeah. And that's what's sad is there's no recourse either for judges who make the wrong call. And then years later, it shows that they made the wrong call. I mean, there's no, I mean, what do you do? There's nothing you can do.
Yeah. And I think that's
And
a chronic problem of them not listening to the actual medical professionals that they send kids to.
Mhm.
That happened in my case too. Like my kids were sent to a specific doctor and they wouldn't even look at the letter.
Yeah. The family master, I think is what they call them, found my ex to be in contempt over this stuff, but not in contumacious contempt, which means, well, big deal. No penalty. Sorry you missed your visitation for the 77th time
and you can't get that
drove
time back.
400 miles.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah, a lot to
hopefully one day it will be better
Yeah. Well, it shouldn't be
in the court system.
it shouldn't just be a standard mom versus dad. It should be whichever parent.
Yeah,
is the best.
it's-
And
that's-
that's what those Albright factors were supposed to do, and they're just not being done.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your call. We appreciate it. I'm so sorry that happened to you, but I think stories like yours need to be told so that people realize there shouldn't be a standard
No.
ruling. It should most definitely be a case by case basis.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Well,
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. You have a great day. We got to take a break. Y'all stay with us. We'll be right back to continue this discussion here on Pour It Out Tuesday with Morgan Charlie on the Lindsay Beckham Show. This discussion here on Pour It Out Tuesday with Morgan Charlie on the Lindsay Beckham Show.
1039 WYAB.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Hot weather requires us to run the AC nonstop. Pure Air Consultants can inspect your unit today to ensure your AC is operating at peak performance. Pure Air Consultants is your go-to Rheem partner that can get the job done and have you resting in comfort in no time. Locally owned and operated, they have proudly served our community for over 22 years. Contact Pure Air Consultants today at mypureairconsultants.com. Rheem and Pure Air Consultants to the rescue.
Looking for heavy equipment but don't know where to buy? Purple Wave Auction has you covered. Always online and always no reserve. It's your destination for construction or ag equipment ready to work. We even sell semis, trailers, and fleet equipment for your operation. Best part? It's free to join. Head to purplewave.com. That's purplewave.com. Sign up for a free account and start bidding today. Purple Wave Auction, the easiest and most straightforward way to buy and sell equipment.
Americans for Prosperity is Mississippi's and the country's leading grassroots organization dedicated to promoting economic freedom and personal liberty. Americans for Prosperity advocates for limited government, free market policies, and empowering individuals. When given freedom and opportunity, Americans are capable of extraordinary things. If you are ready to make a difference in our community and want to get involved, then visit americansforprosperity.org. Be a part of positive change at americansforprosperity.org. Paid for by Americans for Prosperity.
CBS News brief. President Trump has blasted allies who've been unwilling to help the U.S. in the Iran war, telling them to, quote, go get your own oil. CBS's Natalie Brand says Trump spoke exclusively with our Weijia Jiang.
He told Weijia that he believes we're about 2 weeks ahead of schedule in this conflict. Keep in mind that initially the president said that this conflict could last 4 to 6 weeks.
The average price of gas now topping $4 a gallon. Diesel is at $5.45. This Iowa farmer spending hundreds a day.
How long will these $300 worth of diesel last?
If I work all day, not the whole day. We're close to it.
The Supreme Court rules against Colorado's ban on conversion therapy, siding with a counselor, legal analyst Jessica Levinson.
The court, by an 8-1 majority, says we're talking about the viewpoint of what people are saying. That is what we are most concerned about.
CBS News Brief, I'm Steve Kathan.
Pops Auto Sales on Highway 49 in Florence is where you come to buy quality pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, priced to fit your budget. Stop by Pops Auto Sales today, where fair prices and superior service leads to satisfied repeat buyers. Or go to popsautosalesllc.com and browse our inventory and get pre-approved for zero-down financing with approved credit, with service contracts and warranties available. And guys, our truck inventory is one of the largest for any independent dealer, period. Pops Auto Sales, Highway 49 in Florence. Vans Comics, Cards, and Games is your local sports cards and memorabilia store, plus Pokemon, board games, comics, and more. Get in the game, make history, and own it at Vans Comics, Cards, and Games, Pear Orchard Road in Ridgeland, and at vansccg.com. Better ingredients, better pizza with a better website. Papa John's and papajohns.com team up for the best experience. Save more with Papa Rewards and all the best deals. Order today and enjoy the new specials and Papa's pairings at papajohns.com and at locations throughout the metro.
Grizz Nation, your Memphis Grizzlies take on the New York Knicks at FedEx Forum on Wednesday, April 1st at 7 p.m. See all the action on Sustainability Night, with the first 5,000 fans through the door receiving an Eco Grizz drawstring bag. Get your tickets today at grizzlies.com/tickets or at the FedEx Forum box office in Memphis.
Your roof is constantly exposed to the elements, battling dirt, algae, and stains. But with Watkins Construction and Roofing Roof Wash Service, you can keep it looking like new. A proprietary rooficide treatment is EPA approved, safe, and guaranteed to prevent algae from coming back for at least 2 years. No harsh chemicals, no damage, no black streaks. Just a clean, beautiful roof that lasts. Call Watkins Construction and Roofing at 601-966-8233 or visit nomoreroofstains.com today.
Your pool should be something you enjoy, not something you fight with. Hi, I'm Darren with Elite Pools. At Elite Pools, we do more than just service. We take care of everything your pool needs, from your routine maintenance to your full repairs, upgrades, and even complete transformations. If your pool needs a little attention or a fresh start, then Elite Pools can bring it back to life. Visit Elite Pools online at elitepoolsms.com. That's elitepoolsms.com. Or give us a call. At Elite Pools, we keep you swimming.
Come together right now.
Welcome back into the Lindsay Beckham Show. I'm, of course, Lindsay Beckham, and it is, of course, Tuesday, which means we are joined by our Tuesday co-host, Miss Morgan Charlie. We are live here in the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. We're glad to have Morgan back, and I know they are too. Were they so glad to see you when you got back to the clinic?
Oh, yeah. And I'm just glad to be back home. I mean, Boston was great, but it was not home.
It's not home, no.
And it's like I brought the clouds up there, I guess, because it was not sunny a single day I was there. I was like, I want to go home.
Well, we definitely missed you here. And we've been talking about the 50-50 kind of, I guess, guidelines when it comes to child custody after a divorce in Mississippi. And another thing that I was telling Morgan in the break is like, well, what if there's a child on the way and the couple divorces, and then what do you do?
Well,
if
they
the
hold
mom's
the
been-
divorce because you can't get divorced when you're pregnant.
Is that right?
You cannot get.
I've never been divorced, so I don't know.
Yeah. You cannot get divorced when you're pregnant in Mississippi. So that's a thing, which is also a trap.
You also
for
can't
some.
get divorced if the other person won't agree.
No, so you could literally now if you don't have grounds. Now, if there are specific
Right, but what if you
grounds,
just
but
decide like, hey,
I don't like
I'm not in love
them.
with you anymore, and there's somebody else I
Yep.
want to be with, or
You
or
can
there's
be held hostage.
or what
yes.
if like you just realize this is, I don't know.
Yeah, you can be held.
I understand like
hostage.
wanting people to at least attempt to keep the the vows they made. I get that. But at the same time, like, what if you're miserable,
Yeah.
and or what if there's something they're doing that's not legally criminal,
Right,
but
or something you can't prove
or something-
because
yeah.
the mental abuse part of things, like there's no bruises
Even
for
like,
that.
what if it's a religious? Like, what if you marry somebody of a different
didn't
faith,
know.
and you didn't realize how deep that went, and all of a sudden you can't get out,
or they didn't tell you,
or they didn't.
I mean, what
yeah.
if they were just like,
Or what if they lied about everything?
a sociopath?
Yeah. I mean, what if they lied about
I
everything?
mean, they lied about everything.
And you didn't know, and you married them, and now you've learned this stuff, and this is obviously somebody you can't be with for the rest of your life.
Now, I do think that there are some grounds that all falls in under. I do think there's because, like, honestly, when I started my divorce, I I was not sure if I had grounds or not. And so literally went into an attorney's office and was like, I'm just going to tell you a story. And then you tell
No,
me.
you had grounds.
And you tell me if I've got grounds.
You had grounds.
Right. Well, I did. But it was like, because like even adultery, if you sleep with them, that's like saying it's okay. And then you can't use that anymore. It can't be like, oh, I had a lapse
Right.
of judgment for a minute, but he still did this and I'm not okay with it. Or we tried to work it out. I'm still not okay with it.
Because
You
then
take 'em back.
that like removes
Yeah.
everything that's
That's right.
happened because you slept with
Uh-huh.
them after the
There's
fact.
that. And then, there was so many things, but the cruel and inhumane treatment or whatever,
So that's hard to prove.
it is, but it can be also like a combination of a lot of things, gambling, emptying bank accounts, staying gone all the time, whatever. All these things are kind of like leaving somebody destitute.
What is that, like an abandonment?
Yeah,
type-
and there's like a time frame for that. Yeah, so I do agree because like I remember being like, I don't understand why I have to have grounds.
Or what if you get too physical with a child,
Mhm.
with one of your children, and I see that happen, and I'm like, oh, that's not okay with me.
No, yeah.
There's,
Mhm.
I don't know. I think it's crazy that you can force somebody to
To
stay married. And I've
Mhm.
actually known someone who could not make the person
Yeah.
divorce them.
Mhm.
And I guess they didn't see that they had the legal grounds to do it. And she was in another relationship and was engaged and could
Mhm.
not still get the divorce. So they had a wedding.
Well, and I've always thought about this, like
just
totally
wasn't legal.
totally immoral, but like, I mean, can you claim like adultery on yourself? Like at
Like,
that
hey, I
point,
committed adultery.
like I mean, she had another whole relationship.
But
with,
I
like,
know I
whether or
don't
not
think it. I don't
so
think
it's
it worked
like,
because they can say that's okay. I want to work through it.
yeah, but it's like no, oh no, I don't know. Yeah, I know. It's yeah,
That's wild.
Yeah, it is wild. You can legally hold somebody hostage in a marriage. Yeah, you can.
How many days is it once you file until you're divorced?
Is it 60 or 90?
I don't know.
60, 30.
I don't even. I have no idea.
I don't know. Now that's a non-contested. So if
Okay.
you actually like go to trial and whatever, it's like when it's done, it's done. Like you've had your waiting period on the front end. And I guess that's what they figure. Waiting for trial, doing all the legal stuff and all of that.
There's another thing that popped up, and I wanted to get your opinion on. So there
When you
is
smile like that, I'm like, oh goodness. Like it's a trap.
well, this medical field
Okay.
question. So there's this ICU nurse
Mhm.
who obviously is very anti-Republican. So
Okay.
she made some comments, I guess, on her social media saying that she hoped Caroline Levitt, who's
Oh,
the
fire her.
thank you. That's what I said. So she was fired. She lost
Fire
her
her.
license.
Mhm.
But when she makes the comment saying, "I hope her baby dies," yet you're an ICU neonatal
Mm-mm.
nurse.
No, you can't do that. Like
Is that First Amendment free speech?
No, I mean maybe, but regardless, like your job is to care for people, and it doesn't matter.
Care for babies.
It doesn't
Like,
matter.
her job is to care for
You're supposed to
babies.
take politics, race, everything out of it. Everything out of it.
To say that
And
you hope somebody's
yeah,
baby
no.
dies.
Now your
mean, now,
morals and ethics.
how could we
are
ever
in
let you care for
question.
another
Yeah,
baby?
You can't. You can't. Fired. Fired.
Yes, I completely agree. But she's fighting back, and she's filed these lawsuits and
Oh, let
attempting
her
to get
waste
her
her money.
attempting to get her
You know
license
what?
back.
There you go. Waste all your money, girl.
So, but I mean, I guess when you, I take the oath to do no harm,
Mhm.
but I guess you're not actually doing harm. But
But there's
words can harm
but it's
at
still
at some points.
it's morals and ethics at that point. Like you cannot like we take classes on that in
Mhm.
nursing school. Like you cannot discriminate against a patient. Like I mean, you can't do these things.
I mean, what if that was the nurse that was there
Mhm.
and Caroline Levitt just happened to be passing
Yeah.
through and had her baby in this hospital?
That's right.
And this is the nurse that's going to care for this baby in the neonatal unit. Then she's made these comments.
Well,
that
and then
she
you
hopes the
wonder,
baby
like,
dies.
okay, maybe it's because she's a Democrat and it's political, but like, what if she's got other things that she doesn't agree with? What
Mhm.
if she doesn't agree with whatever? If I'm Baptist and she's Catholic, what if she doesn't agree with that and then she can't take care of my kid?
Yeah.
There's other flags that raise at that point just about your morals in general.
Yeah.
And so sorry, no.
Yeah, I agree 1,000,000%. I know this has been a big topic post
Mhm.
the assassination of Charlie Kirk, people
Mhm.
saying things, and where do you draw the line?
But I don't know
What's okay,
where I
what's
don't know
not?
why all of a sudden this is a new thing. Like, you could not, you're not supposed to wear, like, your uniform and go drink alcohol out in
Right.
public, and
'Cause you're
you're not
representing
supposed
yeah.
to post stuff on social media. You are representing that hospital or that clinic or, like, whatever. The same with, like, political offices and all these things, like, that's never been okay. That's never been okay. That'd be like, um, just separately, but let's say she videoed herself drinking and driving and posted it on TikTok or whatever, and it's
Right,
like
that's just stupid.
that's a fireable offense, or it always has been.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, but no, like, you have to hold up this image because you're linked to this hospital or this
Mhm.
clinic or whatever, and our patients need to feel safe when they come
Well, that's
in.
not I mean, even
So I don't know why it's even
organizations
why are we questioning everything that has already been set? Like, no, like,
There's a code of conduct.
yes, and like, you play dumb games, you get
Yeah.
dumb rewards, people.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Yes, like, hello, like,
I mean, a lot of times
sorry.
there are things that you can say, and even though legally, I guess you can say them, it's not smart, there's still gonna be consequences. Like, you can
Right.
go burn an American flag, but
Right.
somebody's gonna probably beat
She
your
didn't
ass for it.
get put in jail. Like, I mean,
Right.
sorry, but this isn't
You
about,
can use the
like,
N-word, but you're
yeah,
probably gonna get the heck beat out of you, you
yeah,
know?
you get fired for it.
Yeah.
Same thing, like, you cuss a patient out, you're not gonna go to jail for it, you're gonna get fired for it. So, quit whining. Quit whining, quit doing stupid things.
Tag them liberals, I tell you.
Like, well, I'm not so sure it's just
And I'm sure it's both
oh my
sides.
god, well, it's just people in general, like, come on, people,
Yeah.
get it together. Come on.
Right. I completely agree.
Come on.
Well, we got to take our last break, but y'all stay with us. We'll be right back here on the Lindsay Beckham Show. It is Pour It Out Tuesday with Morgan Charlie, and we will wrap things up on this Tuesday afternoon. Stay with us. Things up on this Tuesday afternoon. Stay with us.
1039 WYAB.
Still waiting by the phone? Yes. They won't call. They're a big corporation. They don't care about you. I know. Go with Advantage Business Systems. They offer the same office machines as the big guys. The difference is their great attentive service. They're local and always there for you.
I love you, Advantage Business Systems.
Make Advantage Business Systems your office supply steady. Visit absms.com. That's absms.com.
Venable Glass is your local glass expert, offering residential, automotive, and commercial glass. Venable Glass can do it all. Windshield repair, replacement of shower doors, mirrors, and everything in between. What sets Venable Glass apart from the rest? Unmatched reliability and customer service. Don't forget, tell your insurance company that you want to use Venable Glass. And remember, you do have a choice. Let Venable Glass work hard to earn your business. Call Venable's Ridgeland or Brandon locations today for a free estimate or visit venableglass.com.
Since 2012, Brentech Solutions has been keeping Central Mississippi businesses connected and protected. From secure data backup and cloud services with Synology to reliable network design and maintenance, servers, and business Wi-Fi, Brentech truly does it all. Brentech is your Ring Pro partner and smart home automation solutions provider. Brentech can handle Microsoft 365 support and even Starlink. Visit brentech.ms. That's brentech.ms. IT solutions that work.
Ken here with Rapid Oil Change, your fast service and fleet maintenance headquarters for over 40 years. With parts in stock to fit most makes and models, we can perform routine maintenance in a matter of minutes, keeping downtime to a minimum. With brands like Castrol, Mobil One, Lucas, and Rain-X, it's easy to see why Rapid Oil Change has been the go-to for fast service with a smile for over 40 years. Don't forget our 24/7 touchless car wash. We accept most national and local fleets. We're Mississippi's leader for fast service with a smile. Visit one of our 6 locations today, oilchangems.com.
Looking to elevate your ride? Weston Automotive and Rick's Pro Truck have you covered. From rugged bumpers to sleek step bars, Weston's top-notch accessories will transform your truck into a head turner. And at Rick's Pro Truck, we specialize in custom installations that bring your vision to life. Visit us today for expert advice and unbeatable deals. Weston Automotive and Rick's Pro Truck, where your truck's potential comes alive. Weston and RPT. Trucks live here. Delicious food and a relaxing atmosphere combine to make the best place for sports fans and foodie fans to watch the game and just hang out. Capitol Grill of Jackson. Of course they've got the games, but food, oh my goodness. Mouth-watering po' boys, fish, steaks, appetizers, and a specialty pizza menu. Kitchen opens at 5 Monday through Thursday and 11 Friday through Sunday. And happy hours are daily at Capitol Grill. Also enjoy the all-new Tuesday night and karaoke on Wednesday and Friday nights from 8 till midnight with DJ Money Mod. Capitol Grill, DeVille Plaza in Jackson.
Ladies, tired of running on empty, sleepless nights, mood swings, stubborn weight, skin that has lost its glow? It is not just getting older. It is your body begging for help. Hey, y'all, I'm Morgan at Women's Wellness in Mississippi. At Women's Wellness in Mississippi, we bring it all together. Hormone therapy, medical weight loss, and the latest, greatest aesthetic treatments like facials, lasers, Botox, and so much more. This is where wellness and beauty meet so that you can feel amazing inside and out. At Women's Wellness in Mississippi, the best version of you is waiting right around the corner.
Hello, I'm Gary Jolly from the Tractor Store. LS Tractor understands your passion for the land, and just like you, LS Tractor is committed to excellence and superior products. LS Tractor comes with a long list of standard features that are unmatched by other brands and backed with the LS commitment to provide exceptional customer service and satisfaction. You get a lot more for your money with the LS Tractor. Come to the Tractor Store in Richland to experience the LS difference. The Tractor Store in Richland.
Come together.
We are back here in the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. We've got just a few minutes left. Morgan, I'm going to let you tell everybody how they can find you at Women's Wellness and what they can do to your different plans. And you've got telehealth going on now.
We do. So as far as this tower reaches, I guess, you
50,000
yes, you can still come and technically see me virtually. But yeah, so womenswellnessms.com is where you can find all the things. We do our intake process a little bit differently. So when you go there, you just go to the wellness evaluation or the virtual wellness program and complete the form. And that kind of kickstarts you coming into the clinic, whichever way you choose. And then we do have some aesthetic services, toxin filler, facials, all the fun things, lasers. And we'll be running some specials on those. So y'all stay tuned for all of that.
Skincare, body sculpting,
all
hormone
of it.
replacement therapy,
everything
weight
in
loss,
one spot.
everything. And general wellness.
Yep.
Again, like
You get primary
making
care.
primary care, making sure that you are everything's right.
Yes.
Everything's working right.
Yep.
Because a lot of times
All
we
your
don't realize,
metabolic health.
we don't realize that that's the problem.
Mhm.
So it's going to make you feel better,
Yep.
look better.
Yep. That's right. We're here for it.
Yeah,
All the
and
things.
we all know that when we feel like we look good,
Mhm. Everything's just better.
everything, our attitude changes,
Mhm.
our outlook on life changes. We're
Yep.
just happier people.
helping sleep and energy and vitality and longevity and all the
And
things.
you mamas, I know you mamas need all the energy because Morgan and I are both single
tired.
moms with 4 and 5 kids respectively,
Yep.
and we could sleep all night and it's
Yep.
still never enough to feel rested. So energy is always a plus, and they can do all of that for you. And then also men, there's a men's side as
Yep.
well, and
Men's
then
health.
New Care. They're all
Yep.
3 right there
Got
together.
family clinic,
Family
men's
medicine.
and women's.
So one-stop shop
Also
for
for the whole family.
everything you need. And of course, Morgan has been at Harvard learning all of the newest and latest to bring back right here to all of you at Women's Wellness here in Mississippi.
Yes.
Again, you can see her here in Madison, or you can have telehealth
Yep.
now. So y'all please take advantage of that. You will not regret it. I'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. See you then.
Bye.